When I was 13 years old, my father died. He developed lung cancer in his 50s, which left him bedridden for a year before it finally killed him. He was a humble and decent man who encouraged me to think more deeply about life. I was totally unprepared for his death, and I coped with it badly. I became angry and depressed. I'd stay out all night, playing cat and mouse with the local cops, breaking into buildings and waiting for them to arrive so I could run into gardens and dive over hedges and fences to lose them. I was always in trouble, either for skipping lessons at school, arguing with my teachers, or getting into fights with my classmates. As soon as my 16th birthday came around, I was marched briskly down to the headmaster's office and given two choices: either leave voluntarily or be expelled. So I left, and I was subsequently placed in a special program for troubled kids. I felt that my life was spiraling rapidly out of control. I'd been labelled a write-off by school and social services. I didn't really see any point trying to prove them wrong. Each evening my father would come home from his work as a digger driver on building sites and collapse exhausted in an armchair, hands covered in grease and dirt. The job didn't pay well, and he hadn't 2 pennies to rub together, but he never complained. When he was a young man, his best friend had passed away, leaving my father a farm in his will, to everyone's surprise. He refused the bequest, returning the land to the other man's family. He used to say, "Money won't bring you happiness," and he really believed that. He showed me that there are more important things in life, and that true wealth comes from being contented with whatever you have, rather than desiring to have more and more. After my father's funeral, my mother placed his old leather wallet on a dining room table and told me to take it. I opened it slowly. I think my hands were shaking, but I'm not sure why. Inside there was nothing, except a badly worn scrap of paper. It turned out to be a passage he'd torn from the book of Exodus. "And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you." I was desperate to understand what on earth those words could possibly have meant to him. My own philosophical journey began precisely at that moment, as I stood there perplexed with that piece of paper in my hand.